bottom of two differing stories involving the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were in town last night for a big event. After it was over, they were chased by paparazzi. But to what extent, for how long, and in what manner? That's in dispute tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Heiniger sorting through it all.
All day and all night in the naked city, celebrities managed to blend effortlessly into the crowd. Not so Britain's Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, who were mobbed by paparazzi while leaving an event last night in Midtown. It was their first public appearance since the coronation of King Charles, and, they said in a statement, it devolved into a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi.
It became pretty aggressive. The paparazzi had access to the garage from where they were entering, and they were being kind of manhandled by the bodyguards.
Their security detail, which included two on-duty NYPD detectives, drove around for a while trying to shake the cameras, which were swarming them in Midtown traffic.
And now you've got the NYPD team that is the protective detail behind the principal car, and there's scooters and motorcycles running in between them, ahead of them, crossing in front of them. They're trying to create some distance, and this is becoming worse and worse.
They didn't want the paparazzi to learn where they were staying, so they meandered around the Upper East Side, ultimately winding up at the NYPD's 19th precinct.
A guy in a suit hailed me.
And that's where Sonny Singh got involved when the Royals security stuffed the prince and princess into the back of his yellow cab.
And next thing you know, Harry and his wife were running into my cab. I mean, you see him on TV all the time.
If all this sounds familiar, it's because Harry's mother Diana died in 1997 when her driver tried to speed away from paparazzi in Paris.
It's something we've heard Prince Harry talk about time and time again, his fear of history repeating itself. And obviously this event last night is exactly one of those moments that he would have no doubt dreaded his entire life.
But there would be no speeding anywhere here. The cab got stuck behind a garbage truck, and the cameras caught up again. Security asked Sonny to take them back to the 19th, where they found another way home.
For a 10-minute ride, they gave me a 50.
Really?
Yeah, what else could you ask for, right?
Okay.
10 minutes, $50.
Police say this whole incident unfolded in a matter of minutes and didn't even register as an incident to the NYPD until Prince Harry's people released a statement about it earlier today. Cops say there were no arrests, there were no injuries, and...
What is going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are having an excellent day. And today we once again have to talk about, I haven't talked about this in a while, my favorite royal couple, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Well, why are they your favorite royal couple? I'm going to tell you, the rest of the royals are just not as interesting as Harry and Meghan. King Charles, King Charles and his wife Camilla, they had their drama a little bit back in the day. The Waleses, Prince William, Kate Middleton, the Wales children seem to just go about their duty, do their own thing. But nobody has quite the victim status that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have. Nobody has suffered nearly as much as they have for being born into wealth, being born into royalty, or contra, just marrying very well, finding a really stupid guy to get involved with. And they're cashing in on the currency that is victimhood in our society. And they're really trying to propagate themselves up with this victimhood, saying, listen, you don't understand how hard our life is. You have no idea what it's like to live in a 16-bathroom mansion. You don't get it. The plumbing problems alone, which I'm sure does cost a lot. I would not want to maintain 16 bathrooms. However, as we just saw from that clip, there is a narrative going around, and I'm going to use the term narrative loosely because this is their truth, so you can't question their truth, about how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were pursued in a 2-hour car chase across New York, hounded by paparazzi as they try to insert this narrative that Meghan Markle is Princess Diana 2.0, and Harry is terrified that she will befall the same fate as tragically happened to his mother back in 1997 in a fatal car crash in France. But and as you can see from that news report, I think the Queen says recollections may vary. So Prince Harry and his wife were involved in a chaotic car chase with paparazzi in New York. The Sussexes were pursued by photographers after leaving the Women of Vision Awards. I'm sure an award that Meghan Markle purchased, like she does all of her other ones. Police said numerous photographers made the Sussex transport challenging, but that there were no reported collision injuries or arrests. And again, a whole car chase through the streets of New York. I imagine something like the old Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, where there's literally thugs and in the cars, and Spider-Man's jumping around the streets. There's a clear lane and all that stuff. Anyone who's ever been in New York City, and I've only been in New York a couple of times, but every time I've taken a car there, traffic is awful. I actually don't know why anyone actually own a car in New York City, because it just doesn't seem very feasible to me. But to think that they're zipping and zapping, dodging and weaving through the streets of New York is pretty ridiculous. Now, were there probably paparazzi there? Yes, I'm sure there were paparazzi there. As these people desperately beg after their privacy. I just find the narrative of this to be absolutely fascinating. With how we want our privacy. However, we're always in the media. We're always painting a narrative about how we're so loved, but we're so hounded. The press is so brutal. But I came across this really fascinating clip on Twitter that kind of contradicts what they're saying. So I want to play it for you real quick here. And hey, I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm saying the video is saying this didn't happen.
Yeah.
As you can see, apparently they are in this taxi, and you see this chase is just being heralded.
Yeah.
Now the security jumps out, tells them to get away. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure this is a little nerve-wracking, to be hounded by paparazzi like this.
Guys, I need some space.
This doesn't really look like a high-speed chase to me. It doesn't even really look like a low-speed chase. It looks like a no-speed chase. Looks like typical driving in New York City, don't we? Oh, there we go. Whoa. That car might have accelerated up to 15. Oh, there it looked like it stopped again. Oh, and they had a police escort too.
Yeah.
How nice for them. Yeah. So, again, narrative is absolutely, debunked. It's crap. That's all this couple seems to do. They get in the media. They cry about how their victim points were victims. And they had a couple photographers follow them out of a building, snap a couple pictures of them. How horrible that must be. Listen, if you want, I will gladly trade places with you. If I could be born with a platinum spoon in my mouth, be born into one of the richest families, or just marry really well, I think most people would gladly trade places with you. I know you're trying to cash in on victim, you're trying to cash in on oppression. I think it just gets old. I just don't think most people care anymore. I just don't think most people buy it. Although I gotta say, it is one of my guilty pleasures to follow this couple and what they do and just see how they lie and lie and lie. And then they say, and they come out with excuses later. The media, the British press. We've seen this many times, We saw the whole Finding Freedom book where they consulted Thunderbird's Almond Scobie. And they said, no, we didn't do that. But, in court, they had to admit they did. We saw this whole thing with Meghan Markle whining about being on Deal or No Deal, saying, well, it wasn't fair. I had to use my body and not my mind. And then go on to do Suits where, she was, pretty much, going down on people on camera. Not that was shown, but it was, that was her character. So that's an acting role, but, or, just so many unsubstantiated claims from these people who are just perpetually victims. I feel so bad for them, and yet I just love reveling in their downfall. It is one of my guilty pleasures. Anyway, that's all I got. What do you guys think about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Are you sick of these people, or do you kind of like just seeing, kind of like I do? You kind of like just seeing what they're up to because they're humorous, they're comical. I think they're a hilarious couple, not in the way they intend, but I do think they give a lot of good comedic release. And like South Park said, I hope they get their privacy, but it doesn't seem like they really want that. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for listening this long. Really do appreciate it. Later.